moon surveyor. So he goes in, it's a dark room, the guy's working there. The guy's like, Carl, look at this. It's pictures of the dark side of the moon. He sees domes, towers, roads, all kinds of stuff. And he can't believe it. And Carl goes home and he's told his wife, I can't wait to see this on the news. This is crazy what we found on like this is a civilization on the moon. And it just goes away. And Carl Wolf said he saw that.
Remote viewing.
No, photographs.
He saw photographs.
He saw photographs of it. He saw photographs.
Who took the photographs?
It was the moon surveyor satellite that takes pictures all the time. It's like we have images. We have stuff around the moon. I don't know why there's no webcam. You know, I don't know why we can't just tap into
Throw
the
a
image.
satellite up there.
Something. They're there. Just send a signal back. I read that they just got like 5G working in space. Send us a signal. Put a webcam on the ISS. Let us tune in. So Carl Wolf saw that stuff. Ingo Swann saw the same things, but he saw actual beings there. And he said they were able to sense his consciousness. And he like snapped out of it. He said, aliens are on the far side of the moon, and they are not our friends. It's a very interesting story. Ingo Swann, very interesting cat.
So what took these photographs?
The moon surveyor, lunar surveyor, satellite.
And none of that stuff's ever been released?
Oh, they released a lot of images from the far side, but they release what they release. That's why we know there's fewer impacts on the far side, because we've seen those images.
But there's no images of these domes or whatever?
No. I've seen some that maybe are faked, that look pretty compelling. I forget what episode I just showed them in, but when I found them, it was mind-blowing. And I can't find them again for some reason. Like I wanted them for another episode, and I can't find the photos, which is always suspicious to me. It's like suddenly the thing is blurry off of Malibu. It's like you just can't find the stuff. But my gut tells me something's going on up there. Someone's aware of it. I'm dying to know what it is.
It would be unbelievable if Mars was the first planet that had life before Earth was capable of supporting life. It reached a very high level of sophistication and then started seeding Earth.
Right. Panspermia theory.
Yeah.
I believe we have at least one rock from Mars that just landed here. I think we have one of those. So from maybe a giant impact or something through some of Mars over here.
Dum, dum, dum. But the idea, I think, is that their atmosphere was deteriorating or that they were getting further and further from the sun.
Their magnetic field was weakening, strips away the atmosphere.
And so this would be the thing. If you were a super advanced civilization, the race would get so advanced that you could leave your planet.
Yes.
And that's the only way you're going to survive, because eventually your planet is going to move over millions of years further and further away from the sun, not able to inhabit life anymore.
Right. So maybe send your DNA or whatever to the third rock.
Or Anunnaki.
Or Anunnaki.
That's the good one.
Yeah, they show up everywhere.
That's the ultimate one.
That is the big one. The Anunnaki's the big one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's one that makes you go, oh.
Because it shows up everywhere. It shows up in the Bible. It shows up in the Mahabharata. It shows up in ancient Chinese literature. It shows up everywhere. Not always called the Anunnaki, but the Anunnaki, and then they have their servile species that could be the Nephilim, could be the giants, and then they take these primitive humans, give them just enough intelligence to mine the gold. It's part of the lore.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Oh, it's the best one.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best one because when you do look at ancient Sumer and you look at their detailed map of the solar system, you're like, what the fuck is that? Like, how did they figure that out?
Right.
Like, you're talking about 6,000 years ago, they had depictions of the planets all in the proper area. Like, they weren't the exact right size, but, like, the bigger ones were in the place where the bigger ones would be, the smaller ones in the place where the smaller ones would be. It was representative. And the sun looks like a sun. Like, it's got the rays around it.
Right.
Showing that this is the center of the solar system.
Right. And this is how many thousands of years before Copernicus, right?
Yeah.
Didn't even know. Something I don't think it doesn't get enough attention is when these ancient cultures are obsessed with equinoxes. A lot of people think equinoxes when day and night are the same, but that's not what that is. When day and night are the same, it's called equilux, and it's different for everybody on Earth. depending on where you are. An equinox is when the sun is